She's a fashion blogger, model, and entrepreneur.
She's amazing.
The latest tips on fashion, beauty, wellness, travel, and her lifestyle. And now, here's the founder and creator of Not Basic Blonde, Olyasha.
Hi loves, welcome back to another episode of Not Basic Blonde Podcast. And today I have my solo episode and I will be answering questions you guys asked me on Q&A. And my friend Katie, who recently got married, congratulations Katie, she will be asking me your questions. So let's dive in.
Hey, thanks, Olia. I really appreciate
Hey,
the marriage recognition. Thank you for that. It's so good to be here.
thank
We
you.
have a lot of questions today, so I'm just going to dive right in.
Okay.
You've built a successful brand online. What advice would you give to young women who are trying to monetize their passions and build a career in the digital space?
Building a successful brand online is hard and it definitely takes time. It's not like overnight success. And when you start to build your actual brand online, you should remember that it will take time and it will take some effort. It will take definitely a lot of sweat and tears. So you have to be prepared for that. And you should not get discouraged when you don't see instant results. And it definitely takes time to see the results. And starting small, even when you see a little progress, it's already huge recognition. And when you monetize in the brand, first of all, when you start a brand, you start with doing something that you're really good at, like something that it's your passion, something that you love, and you just keep sharing it. Also, consistency is a key, and I always said that, but also consistency, that's what will give you the huge progress over time. And of course, you have to be consistent for a period of time to see results. You can't just be consistent for a day or months, a week, whatever. You have to be consistent for a long period of time. So audience will actually see you, so you can actually build a loyal audience. Maybe later on, when you already built your loyal audience, you can actually be maybe less consistent, but when you're starting out, you have to be on it, like posting 5 times a day, 6 times a day. I see some people posting even 20 times a day on TikTok to actually grow. And on Instagram, well, on Instagram, I wouldn't recommend you to post that many times a day, but on TikTok, it's totally fine. Also, you have to see like different platforms require different kind of posting schedule, require different strategies. So you definitely have to keep in mind that fact as well. And as far as monetizing it, you don't just depend on one stream of income. The key is to have several streams of income. And if you're trying to be a content creator, you don't just rely on brand partnerships. You just have to have an affiliates, you have to have sponsorships, you have to have products, your digital products, something that you create yourself and something that you will actually have control of, like your own, you will have the control of your own money and your own creation that because if you just sit and wait for the brand deals to come, it's definitely will not have a consistent income and it's not the way to go. And yeah, you have to build high quality content to build a trust from your audience, and that's how audience will know you, will recognize you, even if you use like certain sound over and over, audience will know you by this. Like you have to establish your print. Like I use my colors, I use my words, I use my statements, like not basic blonde, be unique, be yourself, never basic. And my content, of course, built around it. So I did establish my brand, my goal, and establish the actual slogan for the brand, and I go based on that. Of course, you can have more than one niche, and now it's totally normal because before people used to say you have to like niche down to only be to one niche specifically. Of course, you can. And if you can do that, it's totally fine. But and if you're a content creator, you don't just do one thing. You, of course, you touch on fashion, a little bit of beauty, makeup, and others. Like for me, fashion is my main niche, main focus, but also my podcast is about entrepreneurship and it's a celebrity entrepreneurship podcast. And but I also work with beauty brands. I also work with skincare brands. I attend all the biggest events like movie premieres, so I'm like in TV and film as well. And I, of course, attend fashion shows. So it's definitely a little bit of everything, but main focus people know me for is the fashion. So definitely define your niche, define your focus, and build and go from there.
Yeah, oh, definitely. That sounded really, really interesting because a lot of people think it's like a fast track approach, and you definitely clarified that it is not. It
Yeah.
takes a long time of dedicated consistency, like you said, and a valuable mission to start with. Like you're saying, it's like understand your brand and what kind of mission you want to stick with, but also diversify,
Totally.
what you're putting out and what you're taking in. So that was super insightful.
Thank you.
The next question is, can you reinvent yourself at any age?
Oh, of course you can. It's like nowadays, age is not even a number and doesn't even matter. And because content creation and everything changed now, anyone can be successful at any age. I see like 80-year-olds on TikTok and everywhere, like actually producing content and being successful, having millions and millions of followers. Basically, now all you have is just all you need is just your phone, and that's all. You don't even need like fancy equipment or anything to start anything because you don't need any fancy equipment or anything to start. You
Totally.
just need dedication and you just need yourself. And there are so many ways to even be successful online now with different opportunities. So even like my mom, when she came to US, she's had to start over because she didn't speak English. She had to learn it. And even at her age, she went to college at 40. And now thinking back, like she had to change her career because what she was doing back in Ukraine before, she didn't really want to do it here. So she went to college, got education, and changed her career and just started being successful in a totally new career. Of course, it might be scary, definitely scary. I think, like somebody has already like has to change careers or something at that certain age, but it's never too late to start. It's like it's way worse to just sit there and do nothing than just start and reinvent yourself and try new things. You definitely, even if you try something and you fail, it's still not failure. If failure is if you don't try.
So true. So basically, no excuses here. I love
Exactly.
it, like when we are hanging out on a personal level and I start to create the age talk as like a barrier, and you're almost insulted every time because you're like, look, no excuses. Like, we got all the tools in the toolbox now, like you said, to be whoever you want to be at any age and do whatever you need to do. So I love that you push that because we get stuck in our own heads and just create this story for ourselves that just isn't true. So
Exactly.
I totally agree with you. I love that push that because it's so important, especially when people are just going through a rough time and you see people like your mom who came here from Ukraine and had to start over and over and over and that's awesome. And it's great that she's an inspiration to you on that level as well.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Thank you. Has socioeconomic issues in the world today affected your business?
Well, I see it just overall like through other creators too, but it's not just like affecting, it's just different pace because it used to be I've noticed brands used to have way more events, they used to have way more brand trips, so we used to have way more PR, like brand partnerships, and lately it's been kind of past 2 years. I think it's kind of been slower than usual because I remember in 2019, 2018, I was like overwhelmed with events and PR and all of that. And lately, like this year and like year before, it was kind of slower. And maybe it's because of the economy, maybe because they're But it shouldn't be excuse for brands because economy for some brands they're actually booming. Yes, so many had hard times and went down, but for others, it's actually e-commerce is growing, it's busy right now, so it doesn't really matter. But also for content creators to not depend on the brands and brand deals, it's usually better to have their own product and own income from whatever you take, I mean, whatever you have control of and have it your own like monetization ways because like I said previously, depending on brands is definitely not the way to go.
Right. I know it's almost like you can't really fit a pattern here with the economic, woes. You can't really pinpoint that to any one thing. It's like try different things, like you said, and it
Yeah.
has quiet, quiet times where maybe there's not a bunch of events, but then eventually they're probably all at the same time. So it's just
Yeah.
a matter of, not really looking at it like that. I don't think so. I do love that that question came up though, just because everybody does think the economy is doing so bad. So it's good to know that,
Well, I do, and also I
yeah,
see
yeah,
like I see these patterns in research that say like Vegas
mhm,
is empty right now and
yeah,
lottery tickets, nobody's buying lottery. Lottery sales went down 50%,
true.
and they said there's 20% less of like birth rate decreased by 20%
Yes.
right
Mhm.
now compared to before. I mean, there are some trends, but also you have to stay positive. On the other hand,
Right,
so many businesses that are booming right now, so you can't fall off the track. You have to like still,
right. I mean, you stay pretty busy, so
yeah.
there's no stopping here.
Yeah.
So with question number four, really, really interesting. Many millennials and Gen Z women feel pressure to have it all. How do you balance your career ambitions with personal life, relationships, and self-care? Any tips for setting healthy boundaries?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone wants to have it all, but you also have to take care of yourself. So you have to prioritize whatever is needed first. If your career has moments where your attention is needed the most, so you have to go with it. And but also don't ever forget about yourself because burnout is the worst thing can happen. It will put you 10 steps, 100 steps back from like your progress. So definitely. Self-care is not a luxury. Self-care is necessity, and working out and taking care of your body, your mental health is number one priority. And of course, career and social life, it's very important too. As I notice nowadays, nobody wants to get out. I guess they still kind of in COVID times that
Yeah,
they still sitting at home and versus like, going out and exploring places. But also yeah, you have to take care of yourself. That's
yeah,
the number one thing. And you have to define your priorities. If something has needed your attention right away, just take care
yeah,
of it.
right.
And if something can wait, just take care of it later. But you can have it all, but just kind of in a balanced way.
Yeah. It's like what good are you for other people if you're not good, if
Exactly.
your glass isn't full? And
Yeah.
you've always been a huge fan on setting boundaries with self-care as not a luxury, but a necessity, which I really think that
Well,
changed my life a lot when I started listening to you on that level.
thank you. I also partner with so many beauty brands and so many spas, and so they keep me busy and they keep me on track with my self-care.
Yeah, totally. That is definitely something you got to hit every box, you can't skip
Yeah.
out on one. Thank you. What is it's crazy because we're going to jump from self-care, but then we're going to go to another box, which is financial
Mhm.
literacy. That's a huge topic, hot topic as always. What are some key financial lessons you've learned in your career? And what advice would you offer to young women just starting to manage their own finances, like investing, budgeting, negotiating, and so forth?
Women are always scared of finance topic and they're always afraid to talk about it. And I even had podcasts as well. Well, you can learn a lot of things on my podcast as far as finance because I have so many experts. And if you have any questions, I definitely have so many episodes on finances, how to manage it, how to prioritize it, and how to be successful going from zero to multi-millions and billions empires. So I definitely have a lot of it on my podcast. But to sum it up, also you have to educate yourself constantly on finances because I know this topic nobody wants to talk about, and it's always the worst topic anybody wants to touch on. And because it's kind of responsible topic, but you have to educate yourself, you have to take care of yourself, you definitely have to protect yourself. I made so many mistakes before, not thinking of trusting people too much and thinking that if I was investing myself into somebody or building somebody up, that it will actually be ours, it will be our future, but it's not the case, especially ladies when you're in a relationship or when you're have a boyfriend or you married, you have to take care of yourself and you have to definitely have your own account or access to the account where you can be financially safe at any time and you can have your safety net. And if you're a young woman starting up your career, you definitely have to know how to manage money, how to save, how to prioritize your expenses, the needs and wants. That's the main one because sometimes we do waste a lot of money on things that we don't need. So you have to, if you're on a tight budget, you definitely have to prioritize it very hard.
Yeah.
And
Basically, your financial investments will definitely impact you long term. So whether
yeah.
they're good or bad, they definitely go a long way. So it's important to understand what and how you're making those investments.
Yeah, and many people say, "Oh, money is not important. Let's not talk about it." Oh, yeah, money is
Right.
important. Money, like your life depends on it because
Right.
like it actually will
I know.
define how your life will be. So,
Exactly. And decades to come, I'm definitely at fault for not wanting to deal with finances, not feeling comfortable negotiating and, talking about your podcast. Let me tell you, if you want that wealth mindset and that entrepreneurial spirit and that aggressive approach to getting what you need financially, definitely want to listen to those podcasts.
thank you. Yeah, I try to like pick all the best experts who know the best of the best advice to
Yeah.
for finances. And also, yes, like you touched knowing your worth. So
hmm
many of you guys, girls, are afraid to negotiate with your employers. And but you have to know your value, you have to know your worth. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Don't be afraid to walk away if they're not offering you what you actually need, what you actually worth. And I've been in corporate America prior starting my own brand. And it's been crazy because I always demanded the rate that I wanted. And it was so crazy to see how these companies will low offer you.
Yeah.
I've seen people that are older than me, having way more experience than I did at that time, and they were getting paid less because they did not de demand more. They did not demand what they were worth. So
Right.
always remember your worth. And even
Yeah.
now, like going back, like I was in college, I was still in college, and I had such a huge and responsible roles. And I'm thinking back now, like, wow, I had to like really take care of multi-million dollar projects a quarter, like 100, 200 million projects. And I was like 22.
Yeah. They took advantage. They're like, what
And I
can we
was
get out
like,
of her? How
exactly.
much can we squeeze out of her?
I know, and they were so mean to me. Like corporate
Mhm.
America is so mean. Like
It's
I was
terrible.
like, I was basically like a child handling huge finances, and they were hard on me because like I maybe did not really understand something as much as they did, but they had like years and years of experience. I was just
Sure.
starting out and
I know. And those same people sitting in the corporate chair
but
with
they
like
still
that
there, yeah.
minimal, they're still there and they're just rotting away and they're just being okay with it. And it's,
Yeah.
picking your price sets the tone and sets the stage for you for, you know,
And also
for
like
the rest of your time at that company.
exactly, and so many people are afraid to change roles and
Yeah.
switch roles and find something better. Don't ever be afraid because that's how you grow. If some job or position, something is scaring you, it means that's you will grow. It means that has the potential to grow.
You're right. Don't be worried about, dipping your toes in the water and, feeling new things out. It can be scary, but if you don't try them, then you're just losing out. And like you said,
Yeah,
it's like growing pains. It's like even if it fails, it was just information that you were
yeah, you
able to get
learn.
that you wouldn't have normally gotten if you didn't try it.
Yeah, true.
Totally. Yeah, going back to the socials, social media often portrays a filtered version of reality. How do you navigate the pressure of maintaining a perfect online persona while also prioritizing your mental health and well-being? Wow, that's a good one.
It was hard at first
Yeah.
because when I was building my brand, I did not prioritize my mental health and I went through the hardest burnout because I had anxiety, panic attacks, and it was bad. But later on, I learned to have a set schedule and to have very firm boundaries on when I need rest, when I need to take detox, like social media detox,
Mhm.
and when I need to work hard. Because if you don't set those boundaries, you will not succeed. Your mental health and your health is a priority.
Yeah.
And from that, everything else goes from there. And especially like on Instagram, yes, some days it like past transition from the past year, it was hard on me. It was really hard on me emotionally. I went through so much, and you probably didn't see me as much showing my face on camera like I usually did before. Like every day I showed my face on camera no matter what was going on in my life. And but past year I couldn't even like it
Yeah.
was so hard for me. I was going through so much transition after the breakup I had that it was just I was shattered.
Right.
And
It's like even though you don't want to be like truly real at every given
yeah,
moment, but holding in that emotion isn't safe or healthy either. I did notice you like taking your boundaries around certain times, just
yeah.
doing that
And
social
also
detox.
true. And if you need that time, if you're going through something in your personal life, whatever in your life, and if your full-time job is a content creator and public figure, to take time off and to completely go off social media, it's normal, it's okay. You need that time to kind of to heal. And
Yeah.
but also, of course, Instagram is different from reality, and I always say that many
Mm.
people don't know what's going on in real life. I definitely post on social media a lot, but still, people don't know my life anyway. They think they do, but they don't. And also, I still do keep it authentic online as far as like things that I stand for, things that I think and I share my thoughts, as you
Mhm.
know, but also I still have my privacy. I still keep it. So there is fine line between keeping private and between sharing on social media. And as much as you want to share, you can share, but you don't have to share it all.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Definitely, you have to define your boundaries on sharing, but it does keep you and does help you to grow kind of like stronger, more loyal community when you share with people
True.
your ups and downs and
Yeah.
also, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Being
up to you.
vulnerable in front of the
Yeah,
camera and it's all part of just your authentic self that you have to show every now and then.
totally.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
as you know,
awesome.
like past year has been really hard for me because it thrown me
Yeah.
off completely
Hmm.
because everything happened so sudden. And even though you think you know people that are close to you, but you don't know them.
Always.
Sometimes you think you know somebody so well, but then something happens and you don't know that person. It feels like it's totally different person you never met.
Right. It is
So,
sad how
don't
that can
like
happen to
be
people.
so, yeah, things happen in
Because
life.
you feel like you've been yourself that whole time to that person, and then all of a sudden, wait, what? I mean, people just are always going to amaze me, their behavior.
I know, and it's like things in life can change in a second, and just
Hmm.
always know that, and just always don't let anything to destroy you completely, because just be
Yeah.
prepared that anything can happen in life, and just you have yourself, so you can rely on yourself.
Yeah, you're right. So just always taking in from that, it sounds like, yeah, again, going back to those boundaries and protecting yourself and just always being prepared,
Yeah.
for everything. What are your thoughts on the impact of social media on body image and self-esteem, particularly for young women? This has been
That
coming a lot lately
that's
with
very
like the Cindy
interesting.
Sweeney ads and whatnot.
I know that's very interesting topic, and there's a few points to point out. First of all, this body toxic body positivity trend that made me to gain like 5 pounds before, and I hated it, but
I
because
remember you were telling me we were talking about that.
I know they were portraying this that it's normal,
Because
everybody
it's a
like
manifestation. And then like we talk about on your podcast, manifesting is pretty serious. So if that's around you all the time.
I know if it's around you all the time, then you see it all the time, and then it happens to you. So, like, if you don't want that in your life, don't look at it. And now, the worst part is that all these body positivity influencers and content creators, they're all on Ozempic, losing 100 pounds,
Yeah,
getting skin removal surgeries,
good
and
point.
all of them were promoting body positivity, that it's okay to be obese. It's okay to be unhealthy. Why? It's not okay. It's never okay.
It's never been okay.
That, like, yeah, you should love yourself no matter what. Yeah, you should love yourself, but you should take care of yourself. It doesn't mean you have to let yourself go
Right.
because Sydney
And
Sweeney.
yeah, what a flip-flop. Now they're all on
I
Ozempic.
know. Yes, I mean, I would understand if nothing would change with Ozempic coming and them having still portraying their body positivity image and being size 20 and still doing all of this. I would understand their authenticity and I would believe in their brand. But since Ozempic came, now they don't promote this body positivity anymore. So what happened?
So
Like all of a
crazy.
sudden, all of a
I
sudden
know.
it's unhealthy to actually be obese. So yeah, it was unhealthy to be obese in the first place.
I know. It's so good that you keep true to your brand. You're not like being trendy because like these trends don't last. They just come and go. It's like, no, you're like appreciate the body
Yeah,
positivity, but that doesn't mean you should like, prize unhealthiness either.
exactly. And also like I see so much hate right now on beautiful looking people
Yeah, the Sydney
doing that
Sweeney
ad.
ads and
I
the
wouldn't
movie
say,
that we talked about, the Barbie movie.
yeah, the Barbie movie and all that. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
she's like 10. She's like normal looking
yeah,
compared to what other ads we've seen before with all the obese people portrayed in
right.
sports brands and wellness brands. But why did people think it was offensive? They just took everything to their personal extent and they involved politics in it. They involved like
Yeah,
so much in it. That did not have to do anything with it at all.
I
All
know.
it was about genes, like they
Went
said.
way too far.
I know. And I see so many people are hating on beautiful people online, and that should not be hate. Like if you
I don't get
admire
it.
someone, if you think someone is pretty, just admire them. Why would you hate on it? I mean, I guess it depends on what's going on in people's lives. That's why,
The
you know,
worst is people making assumptions of who you
yeah.
are and what you're doing and how you're doing it
Oh my God,
in a negative and aggressive way. It's so,
yeah, I get these accusations of having a boob job all the time. Like they keep
that's right.
asking if I can recommend them any plastic surgeon. I was like, I
You're
can't
like,
recommend any
no.
plastic surgeon. My mom and dad, thanks to them.
Yeah, there you go. My mom, I like that. That's so funny. And I'm sure it's just going to continue.
And they keep saying, oh, plastic surgeons been working over time these days getting those boobs done. I was like,
Oh my
my
God.
boobs are real. Do you not get it? Like, why do some men don't understand that women actually
Wow.
have real boobs? Like, not everybody has fake boobs in
Right.
2025. Like, do you not
Right.
think of that fact that some people have their own
Right.
stuff?
Right. Unbelievable. And you're like also still enjoying like bras. Some women are just like, wearing
Yeah.
like no bra, so you can't really tell because it's not like lifted. And it's like now these assumptions are happening, and it's like, what? What happened? Uh, yeah, relationships in the digital age are very interesting. This next
Yeah.
question hits a personal space. Dating and relationships can be challenging. What advice would you give to young women navigating the modern dating landscape? What are some red flags or green flags to look out for? Yikes.
Well, modern dating scene is definitely different, and I used to meet people in person and never had to meet people online, but online dating now it's like everybody does it, but I don't think it's always way to go because I think there is certain type of man that stays on those apps, and those men are like if they stay on that app, some of them keep staying on it or just of course there are so many success stories, so many, but there's like 5-10% of those success stories from the apps.
Right.
Otherwise, those apps built to make money from people.
True, it's
You
all a
know,
game.
yeah, it's all a game. Like, do they
Not
actually
serious to
really,
them. Everything's kind of a game at some point once it
yeah,
gets that
do they
far.
actually want you to find love there? No, they want you to keep paying for membership. And all those apps, like they're, of course, they're different ones. They're totally different ones, and you have to pick yours, whatever works for you. But also staying on the app for a long time will not get you anywhere. It's not okay. I think if you don't find anything you're looking for in the app for in a short period of time, you should explore other options like meeting people in person.
Yeah, I
Because
love that you want to keep things traditional still. There's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of
no, and it's the
something
best
that people
way
should
because
try more of.
yeah, people can see your personality like in the apps. People cannot see your personality. They cannot they judge based on their own perception, little small perception, because 90% of those guys there are not successful. I
Yeah. Or
mean,
a lot of people are lying, I'm sure, too.
yeah, so many online. And like staying on those apps, it's a lot of waste of time, of course. I mean, some people definitely found their matches, their husbands, and I'm happy for them. But
Yeah.
like you have to be consistent. You have to treat it like your full-time job if you really want to find something on it. And even going on a date doesn't guarantee anything. So,
Mhm.
I mean, apps like if it works for you, good for you, but usually people can see way more and like they can feel the chemistry, they can feel the interaction in person. And getting out to the places, to public places,
Yeah,
is
just
better
getting
than,
out. You've always been a big fan of getting out. I've been in my worst
yeah, because
phases
like,
in life, and you're like, let's go out. Let's just go out. And I'm like,
yeah,
once you're out, then you feel so much better.
yeah, and I feel like people still in that COVID mindset where they staying at home and trying to explore the dating apps because
Yeah,
now
they're
I
just sitting
see
on their
so many,
couch,
yeah,
thinking
I see
magic's
so
gonna
many.
happen.
Yeah, so many trends are now, even like on TikTok, everybody was like, oh, I ditched dating apps and I'm going in wild now. Now I'm looking for my person actually in person. So I think it's still the best way. But of course, if you like traveling, if you live far, yeah, it's the only option you have. Yeah, of course, try it and meet new people. That's a great way too. But you should not forget about meeting people in person.
Definitely. And just like being in that world where you had to like live the world before that happened. And then as that world was happening, I think were in a long-term committed relationship. So then having to go back in it's just like
Well, I
not
never had to use them
accomplishing.
and
Yeah.
like before
Yeah.
because I
Right.
always met boyfriend in person.
Exactly.
So I hated even like trying that. But
Right.
also like for as far as red flags and picking out your partner, you
Hmm.
have to be you have to pay attention to their words, to their actions. Like
Yep.
actions speak louder than words, and the way the guy treats you, the way the guy sets up the date, the way he plans the date, that tells a lot about the guy, even by texting. Like For me, it's crazy because I can tell about the person by just looking at their picture. So
Wow.
sometimes I go against my gut, but my gut is never wrong.
Mhm. Yeah, like
And
your
if I listen to my
intuition.
gut, I would avoid 11-year mistake.
You're
But
right.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You live, you learn. I learned my lesson.
The combination of things, your intuition, what's your gut telling you, and you're also saying is to really listen and look out. Don't be the one just talking about yourself. Listen to what he's really saying is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
Ask
Yeah.
questions and
People
listen.
forget that. They get too caught
Yeah.
up in like trying to be that person for that situation, that date, and then they forget to really listen
Yeah.
and tune in on what these people are trying to present.
And ask questions because that's the
Mhm.
main part. That's how you will find out. You will find out everything you want and you need by asking questions. So don't hesitate to ask.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned about yourself throughout your journey as an influencer?
Well, when I just started, I did not believe in myself as much as others believed in me, and others taught me to believe in myself even more than I believed in myself. And
Um,
it's just the biggest thing I learned that, of course, confidence is a key, and just I think you're limiting your potential to what you know, but I think you have so much potential that you don't even know yourself. So it's like you can do way more than you think, and you're capable of doing way more than you think. So don't ever limit yourself to your own perceptions and limiting beliefs. Definitely keep your mind open, keep your options open, and be open to new projects, new people, new offers, new connections, and go out of your just set ways.
no, I love that. I love that you overcame those fears and started really believing in yourself because that is everything. It's kind of funny that people will look at you and be like, wow, I can't believe she ever doubted herself. But
I
some of the most
did.
successful people that they really, really do. And if it wasn't for that one little risk move or just that what that bounced off of you from what someone else said, that inspiration from others is really important.
At first, I did doubt myself because I did not have any support and
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just learned it along the way. But when I started, I didn't know where I was going to, what is it going to be, and
Right.
what I was doing.
I know how it unfolded for you was beautiful. I like
Yeah,
that you stayed very creative in the process. That was awesome. I liked
thank
watching
you.
this whole process ever since the COVID days and so forth. It's just like still unbelievable how long you've been on this
And
journey.
you were with me when we invented the Not Basic Blonde name
I just can't
because
even, I know
I
looking
was
back,
like,
I just can't even believe how far it's come.
yeah, I was like, Kitty, what should I call my brand? She was like, well, you definitely don't look basic. I was like, yes, Not
You were
Basic Blonde.
always saying that too. Like you were always saying that even before it started, like, why be basic? Like
Yeah.
So, on top of that, what are your strategies for staying motivated and resilient in the face of setbacks or criticism?
Oh my God, when you are being an entrepreneur, you definitely have to be ready for so many setbacks. Don't think it's just easy way always and everything is going smooth. No, it's not. It's going rough. Like you have your things happen in life, things happen in business, and I just kept going because I had my goals and I love what I do. So it actually it brings me pleasure. It inspires me to do, I mean, what I do. And you guys, like my community, always inspires me because when I share something, you always provide me a lot of support and always help me to navigate through hard times. And also, my new projects, like events and other things, always inspire me. So it definitely takes my mind off when things go wrong. But when things go wrong, biggest thing I take away, like my biggest takeaways are from all the setbacks are always a lesson. I always think back to why it was given to me and what I have to learn from this. What is my biggest takeaway? And I go from there because setbacks don't happen for no reason. They happen to teach you something.
Yeah.
And once you
Take a
learn,
different path. Just
yeah,
keep chugging.
yeah, once you learn something, you just keep going, but you
Hmm.
definitely gain a lot of experience. And some setbacks happen that for you to understand and realize maybe you should change the strategy, maybe you should improve, maybe you should learn something, maybe something that was happening is not working for you anymore. So definitely have to pivot. So setbacks are not a bad thing, but to learn to navigate through them and kind of stay resilient is the hardest part. But when bad things happen, just give yourself time to process it and come up with a strategy to move forward.
Yeah, it's not a failure. It's pure learning
A
experience and
lesson.
growth. Hmm. Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
This is this is great. I love this question. What advice would you give your younger self just starting out?
Oh my God. Actually, like I would start whatever I'm doing now way earlier when I
Mm.
actually had, I mean, when I had an idea
Yeah,
because I had so many fears around it. It was content creation is such a new strategy, I mean, such a new era for everyone. It was not like you didn't have any books, any courses or anything, how to do it and where to start.
you're
And
right.
I had an idea back in like 2014, but I was stuck in this corporate America and I was afraid to even start. I don't know why, but I didn't know how. And now, of course, there's so many resources on TikTok, so many like
Right. Now it's like this
content
is how you
creator.
do it, step one, two, and three. And you didn't have any of that when you started.
No, and I was like, how would I start it? How would I do it? And I didn't even know where to begin. But
Hmm.
the only thing I would give, I mean, the advice I would give to myself is to definitely start as as soon as you have an idea, start
Right.
like act on it because
Yeah.
if you have the
Execute,
idea,
execute, execute.
yeah, execute right away.
Going back to the love is an action word. It's a doing, not a talking.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that's good advice because I let ideas come in and out of my head all day long. I wish I could actually just act on them. And now I'm like, you know what? No waiting around. Just go, 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 go.
Usually, like research says, when your idea comes to you, like you should act on it in the first
Yeah,
like 24 to 48 hours because that's the
you're
best
right.
time. After all, you will overthink it and you will not do it. So,
You're so right about that. What are some current trends you're excited about, and which ones do you think are overrated?
well, definitely AI, like all the different AI
Oh.
tools that we have now, they're so helpful and you
Mhm.
should learn and about all of them and because they're definitely automate so many processes and help you with so many things right now. So that's the biggest thing. It makes life and work easier. So
Yeah.
that's huge. And of course, being content creator, there's so many tools right now, so many trends as far as like content creator programs on TikTok, content creator bonuses on Facebook, all these apps. Learn the apps and monetize it because they want you to grow, they want you to learn and monetize. Like as far as like now, I'm in TikTok creator program and I have seminars like twice a month and all the time they make you learn something. They always have these events where they teach you things. So all these tools are available now and this creator trends like creator economy, I mean the creator
Yeah.
era is
Yeah.
like actually huge right now. It increased the economy, it created a totally different kind of career for people that anyone can make money online and
Right. So many more opportunities.
definitely and these are the biggest trends and the other trends that I'm not really a fan of as much as we have automation and
Mhm.
online interaction, it's always, we should not forget to socialize and actually meet in person. It's the biggest thing because we still need social interaction.
Physical. Okay.
Yeah, physical interaction. It's important because that creates kind of social awkwardness when you really good online, but when you meet in
Right. If you're just
person.
like seeing someone do stuff in their bedroom all the time.
I
Like,
know, and you
it's
forget how
great.
to
You're
interact
great
with.
at that, but let's see you get out. Like you were just, gosh, you were just at Cirque du Soleil the other day. I was like, that just inspired me to be like, I gotta get out. I gotta go see that.
I know, you should like don't forget to see people in person still.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I love that. That's such good advice. I mean, there's so many questions I'm sure I have and people have that could go on, but we're already down to our last question.
Okay.
So here we go. How do you stay informed and engaged with important social and political issues? And what advice would you give to young women who want to make a difference? Oh, I like this one.
Oh, yeah, that's a very, very good question. So
Mhm.
all of us have our story, so you have to embrace your story. And many of us can even actually, I mean, many people build a brand from their story. So all of us have a story to tell. So if you embrace on it and build a new brand on your story, you can actually monetize it and you can create a huge brand. Because behind every brand we see and we hear, there was a story. The founder had a story. The founder had their why, and they had the mission behind, and that's how they created the brand. How I created Not Basic Blonde to inspire women to be themselves, to be unique, never basic. So, and I had story to tell that I was bullied in school for my fashion, and anywhere I went, I was bullied for my fashion because I always stood out, and people always ask me what am I wearing, where did I get it from, and other people were bullying me. Oh, you're too fashionable. Like I was sent home.
Standing out was like a negative thing.
Yeah, in school I was sent home all the time to change, but and also how to stay on top of the issues. Definitely
Mhm.
do your research, learn new things all the time, and stay on top of all the trends, all the publications, but make sure you get your information from the trusted resources.
True. Yeah,
And
that's very important.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like just keeping up with the trends. I love that going back to the AI thing. It's like so many people are so afraid to talk about AI and like get involved in AI. They're just like, what's that? I don't want to get involved. I like that you're just like, no, I mean, AI is going to benefit you. It's going to be there. It's going to keep growing. Everyone's going to be using it. So only you're going to lose out if you sit back and watch these things happen.
You have to learn new trends. You have to
Yeah.
stay open because otherwise that's how you succeed. That's how you grow. Because I constantly
Mhm.
stay on top of trends. I constantly learn new things before it even comes out. That's why like I'm trendsetter in most of the time because I'm not afraid to try new things and post it and talk about it because I mean, I don't care what
Yeah.
people say. It's just
Yeah.
I decided to do it, so yeah. And of course,
And
being
I think that's why you have so many followers because of that very reason.
yeah, because if you are being successful content creator, you should be a trendsetter. You should
Mhm.
not, I mean, you can follow trends, yes, but don't be afraid to set your own because that's how it makes you stand out. And brands love it, especially now. Like it was very interesting thing when I started my brand back in 2017. All the brands were like, "Oh, I did not have much support from other content creators or
Sure.
other network because they were like, "Oh, you're too bright, you're standing out too much." But after like COVID, I kept continuing with my brand, but after COVID, I noticed all the brands, Sephora, like all the biggest magazines, everybody's saying, "Oh, not basic, be not basic, be yourself, be unique, not basic." They
Yeah,
all started saying that, but it took a long
true.
time. It happened like after COVID.
That's so true. What a great ending note there, just to wrap things up. Just a reminder of the brand and the beginnings and the endings and actually the never endings.
Yeah.
This has been so fun. I love catching up with you. I wish I could see you more, but it's been harder and harder this year with you
I
bebopping all
know.
over the place.
I know.
But thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. That's always my questions, and that's always my solo episode. So, till the next time.